do this. All right. Okay, so does everyone have the links that I've dropped into the chat box? Thumbs up. All right. I'm going to do my best. I know, I'm sorry, Catherine. It does feel like work. um, I'm gonna do my best to zoom through the like kind of, nuts and bolts, boring stuff, because really the purpose of today's Zoom, this is not a meeting, it's a welcome Zoom. It's hopefully we're gonna make a lot of space for you all to ask questions you might be having. We're gonna do a brainstorm session so that we can hear straight from you all, like what you're hoping for the year. And that's the plan. So Maria is very good at checking my time. So Maria, if you see that I'm talking too much, just be like, Erica, stop talking. I'm still admitting people. Okay, so I am a dance teacher. I do a lot of mind-body connection. So I always start all my meetings, all my Zoom classes with breathing. So you all are going to have to go on this journey with me. This is just 1 minute of breathing. And you can watch the screen or you can close your eyes. And here we are. And that's it. Those of you who've had meetings with me before know that sometimes I get like really out there, but I decided not to this time. Everybody can like reach your arms up, stretch yourselves out, feel human in this flat Zoom screen. Again, for those of you who just joined, I'm Erica Hartono. I'm your PTA president this year. The purpose of tonight's meeting, Zoom, it's a 90-minute Zoom for us to like just check in with each other, connect, ask questions, welcome everyone back to school, welcome our new families, especially reconnect. Just for perspective and context, my kiddo's in the 4th grade and the only non-pandemic year he's had in elementary school is kindergarten, right? So when we think about that, we're all new families in so many ways, right? So it's kind of an exciting time to start a school year in a way. I feel like possibilities are through the roof. We can make it whatever we want to. So in the chat box, as you get to know me as your president, I'm a person who is very rooted in restorative ways of being, as rooted in Indigenous practices. And one of those is self-care and community care, right? And so a very simple practice is to ask yourself how you're feeling and what do you need? And when we ask those questions, we start understanding what the community is feeling, when the community might need, right? And so something as simple like, I'm feeling excited and slightly nervous, and so I need to breathe, right? And there's multiple truths happening. I feel frustrated, and so I need to take a break, or I'm feeling joyful, and so I need to celebrate that, right? It can mean so many things. So please just take a moment and drop it in the chat box. I'm gonna actually call someone out. I haven't told people I was gonna do this, but I know some of you also, hopefully you'll be a good sport. Irina, if you could look at the chat box and unmute yourself and just lift some of the things that you're seeing coming in, that would be awesome. Don't be shy. There we go. Maybe let's all type and then I'll say 1, 2, 3, go, so we're not nervous. All right, so everybody type how you're feeling. And then type after that what you might be needing. And then we go.
Hi, my name is Irina. I am a parent of a fourth grader and a second grader, and I'm seeing lots of stuff come up in chat. A lot of people are excited, a little stressed, but happy to be here, a little overwhelmed. First timer, but so excited. Excited for a normal school year and being more involved in person at school.
You want a banana?
Grateful. I do not, thank you. But I asked that question today too.
Yeah, Nana. Okay.
Tired and envious of the sporty red minivan. Ready to get the school community together. So lots of really great things. Frazzled with some grace thrown in. All emotions. So maybe now everybody can do the what do I need?
Yeah, I think
I have to open it, sweetheart.
Mixed it in. So some folks said they need someone to do homework with them, with their kids. I'm seeing that the response to frazzled is that they need grace.
Ah.
All right, so that's a good little temperature check. All right, we're all going to mute ourselves because I'm not sure who's chatting. All right. I know we're all very practiced at Zoom now, but let's mute ourselves as much as we can, unfortunately, because we all.
You want me to call them out? I was about to do that anyway.
Huh?
Do you want me to call them out because they're not muted?
Oh, well, I can just mute everybody and we can start from fresh. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So moving on. So that sounds good. It sounds like we're feeling all the feelings, which makes sense. And a theme I'm hearing is excitement and also exhaustion, which makes a lot of sense because last week was a lot. So a lot of you who've been in a meeting with me have seen that I very much love this quote. Amplify RJ, you'll see, is getting the shout out in the corner there. That's who I got this slide from. They're a really amazing restorative justice organization. And this is a slide that they shared in one of their meetings. Gina, I see you in the center of my screen. Do you mind reading this to us?
My mouse was frozen. Yeah, absolutely. Community is not a location, an organization, or a place where people gather. Community is a sense of connection and relationship among people with shared needs, interests. To be continued.
I'm sorry, I went the wrong way on my.
I have it memorized.
You're not memorized.
People of the United States.
There you go.
Okay, got it. Common goals designed to meet the common needs of community members. Members of a community have a sense of trust and belonging and feel safe in the presence of one another. They care for each other and feel empowered to contribute to the health and well-being of one another by creating environments that are loving,
welcoming, supportive, and physically and emotionally safe. Community is a heartfelt experience. I think Gina froze on.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good. You all see how I run things. I just call on you whether you're ready or not, because that's also life. So I always love to root with this because this is a sort of an aspiration of mine. Without getting too into it, we are sending our children to a school system that can be very wonderful for our kids, and it can also be very harmful for our kids. That is unfortunately the nature of the beast. And I have noticed that the one thing we control is how we connect with each other, right? And the relationships that we build. And that is something, no matter how systems may or may not be working for us, that we can nurture and cultivate. So that's why I always love to start with that slide. We will not spend too much time on this, but just so you all know, I very much as a leader believe in restorative justice as rooted in Indigenous practices. And so I'm just sharing this with you all. A lot of times people think restorative justice only comes up when harm has happened. But if you see, we start with our roots. We build a community, and then when things go wrong, we know how to be there for each other. And then when things go right, we also know how to celebrate with each other. So it's not an either or thing. But I just wanted to share this with you all, and I love geeking out about this stuff. So if you ever want to talk about it in more depth with me, just shoot me an email or find me on the blacktop and we can talk. So today what we're doing is we're really working on roots. We're going to spend some time talking about shared values. And this is the kind of stuff that leads to us taking care of each other. And then I'm extremely transparent. I think there's always ways to disrupt oppressive ways of being, oppressive systems, oppressive. So I use white supremacy culture. I do not mean the racial construct of white and the culture that might go with like Anglo-Saxons. I mean a way of being that emboldens power and doesn't get power share. Again, big, giant, long conversation. But I also love this slide by Lydia Hooper. It's talking about ways of being that is actually restorative and growthful and connective. So things like embracing things that are new, appreciate learning, inviting courage, collaborism, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Please poke me if you ever want to talk about these things. So this is what I want to spend more time on. I always start meetings with community agreements. Sometimes they're like called rules of conduct. I don't like the word rules because rules are things that are dictated to people. Agreements are things that we come into the space and we say, yeah, I can agree to that right now. So these are agreements that the board and I, the executive PTA board, have been working on over the summer. They're also agreements that former students of mine have come up with, and I compile them together, and I'll just read through them. So today we're going to expect unfinished business. There's no way we can get everyone oriented in 90 minutes. We're all learners here, even those of us who've been around the school for a long time. There's always something to learn. We're going to listen actively to each other. I love this is a new one. A board member shared it. Get curious, not furious. I just love that because I get furious fast. So it's a nice reminder to get curious. Own your impact. Sometimes we do things without the intention of hurting, but we hurt each other. Lean into discomfort, share the mic, speak from your own lived experience. This is so important when we're doing communal work. It's really easy to fall into the trap of speaking on behalf of others. So there's a difference between amplifying what you've heard and then also speaking from your own experience. Speak to the topic on hand, which will be a little challenging tonight because I think a lot of things will come up. Embrace multiple truths. Again, we're all coming into the space having experienced Maya Lin in very different ways. Resist getting stuck in the weeds. This is me. I will start brainstorming and we'll spend like 35 minutes talking about what's the best way to send out the dispatch. We're not going to do that tonight. Go ahead and use the hand raise feature. If you have anything else that you feel like we need for the Zoom space tonight, or you can drop it in the chat and I'll just wait a few minutes. Does anyone have questions about these agreements? I have nothing. I don't feel uncomfortable in Zoom silence, just so you know. So we'll wait another minute. I'm seeing in the chat. Oh yeah, go ahead, Maria. Go for it.
I was just going to read, be respectful of others' opinion is somewhat Carmen just added there. Yes, I'm sorry. Rory says, I love the agreements. I'm totally introducing some of them in my own class next week.
All right. We're gonna, and the reason I love agreements is this can shift. We can like meet again in like 6 months and be like, I don't want to share the mic anymore. That's a bad example, but you know. So moving on, we are going to spend a good like 10ish minutes doing this. Hopefully you all have access to this Jamboard. There's a link here in the Google Slides. There's a link in the chat box, and I'll show it to you in a second. But I just would love everyone to take, you know, a minute to think of a place or a community or a group of people where you feel a real authentic sense of belonging. And then think about, how do you feel in that place and what values are upheld there. So I'll model that. So I'm thinking of a group of childhood friends that I've known since I was 10 years old. And I feel very giddy when I'm with them because there's a value of play that's always embraced. So that's an example. So I'm going to click on this Jamboard. Hopefully it will show up. Ooh, my internet. I'm going to have to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to turn off my video. Something weird's happening. All right, cool. Yay. Oh, good. People are already jumping in. So I can see people are writing, feeling nostalgic, joyful, safety. Those of you who haven't used Jamboards, you go over here and there's like a little sticky note and you click on it and then you write on that and then you drag it. And so we're trying, it's okay if we don't follow the rules exactly, but on the stage left side, no, sorry, house left side. So when you're facing the screen, the left side is for your feelings, and then the right side is for the values upheld there. And we'll just spend, I'm looking at the clock, we'll just spend 2 minutes doing this in silence together. Maria, would you mind being the person who like shouts out what you see?
Yes, I was trying to type in also the question just because some of the little sticky notes are coming on, but I'm seeing calm, feel like myself, funny, belonging, laughter, joy, appreciated, safety, transparency again, inclusion, social justice. Calm, equity.
Erica, I'm having a hard time figuring out Jamboard.
Yes. For those of you who are like, I cannot be bothered with all these tools, you can also drop stuff in the chat box and I can transfer it over. But what you do is you just click on it. It should show up like a Google slide. And then on the left side of the screen are a bunch of icons. So there's like a pen, there's an arrow, and there's a thing that looks like a sticky note. And you click on that, it says sticky note, and then a sticky note should pop up and you can write on it.
Oh, I was trying to do it on your screen.
Oh no, you have to click on the Jamboard.
Okay.
Thank you for asking. We are all learners.
And I just typed the question in the chat for those of you that want to use the chat. I will call those out. No hills or hurdles. I just go back what I'm seeing: connected, restored, relaxed, boldness, open to ideas, opinions, accessibility, respect, free of responsibility. No excuses, mom's workout group. It's truly come as you are, my group. It's changed my life. I like that. At ease. Supported.
I love that we're such parents and that someone's in there erasing the little scratches. I see empower in the chat box. So you all understand. And what I'll do is I'll try to organize this and share it out after the Zoom meeting. But I always find this like a really cool exercise to do with people, and you'll see how much stuff we share, right? Like it looks like we have a strong equity value in this group, and a strong inclusion and transparency came up twice, right? So a strong transparency value in this group, boldness, openness, inclusion, accessibility. And that this is also exciting. Faith. Yeah, faith that things will work. I think all of us have had to do that over this pandemic. And then just to see like how we feel when we are authentically sensing that we belong, right? Because that's just a human want and a human need, I think. Caroline shared that she's the one who defaced the board. Do not worry, Caroline. So that's that exercise, and that's the kind of thing that we will revisit. Oop, oh my God, why am I so bad at this? All right, so what does the PTA do? Again, I am not going to assume that I know why you all came here today, so I'm gonna do really broad strokes, and hopefully you all will ask the questions that you want covered. But broad strokes is that we as a PTA, and yes, the PTA is technically folks who have paid their membership, but truthfully, the PTA is the community of Maya Lin, right? So we partner with Maya Lin to determine how to support programmatic needs. Is that how you say that word? But anyway, programs. That's we work with Carrie and the teachers, Mrs. Berg, and then also committee leads who have been working hard to grow things like the safety team program, the garden committee, and we work with everyone to see how we can get the program needs met. We build community connections, and it's very exciting this year because I think we'll be able to do a lot more stuff. But through the pandemic, we've just been doing like low-key Wolfpack play dates, meetups, Zooms. We did do some big events. We had a jogathon last year. We had our harvest haunt. So we do things like that to connect each other. And then also we just hang out and chat on the sidewalk for a really long time in the morning. And we provide communication channels. And that's always shifting. But right now that's basically Parent Square and the Facebook group. Those are the two most active places to get information from. I'm going to keep on going. Monica and Amy Benjamin updated this very cute little graphic I found in the Maya Lin Google folder. And this is what our budget looks like this year. So we are aiming to raise $102,000 this year. And you can look at the things that we support. I find this really interesting because you'll see, I think this is actually pretty unique to Maya Lin. We offer grants and teacher and staff grants at Maya Lin, and we don't really put the teachers through the ringer as to what they use it for. A lot of schools have like granting programs and requests. You just buy what you need for your classroom and we grant it. So I think that's very cool about Maya Lin. So that's the broad strokes there. And then who are we? Kelly's missing from this picture because she won't get me her picture. So this is 9 of the 10 board members. And you can click here on the website. I know that's not very nice that I'm making you go do more research, but you can learn more about the PTA and who we are there. And I am the person who checks the Maya Lin PTA at gmail.com address. So you can always send questions or concerns or thoughts or feedback there. I can't, let me see. I know Maria's here for sure. So Maria, maybe you can see who's here. We're gonna go around and we are going to introduce ourselves if we are an executive board member or if we are a lead of a committee. So I can just see off the top of my back, I see like Shawnee, I see Lori, I see Monica, I see Gina, I see Maria. So we'll start, I see, oh, there's Kelly, she's showing her face. We'll start with Maria, and then if you could call someone else who's either an executive board member or a committee lead, that would be great. Introduce yourself, what your name is, what you do for the school, and then pass it on.
Yeah, so hi everyone. So great to have you join. My name is Maria Garcia Cruz. I'm a mom to a first grader now. I'm executive vice president, but really I don't focus on the title, more of like I try to help out where I can, teachers, staff, students, and then I think that was all that I was gonna answer. And I'll pass it on to Gina, who's representing Nathan. Sorry, Gina, did not mean to
Hi, I am Nathan, and I am representing my husband Nathan here, who is in a meeting, so he cannot be here. But my name is Nathan, and I'm really excited to be here. This is my first year serving on the PTA board. Super excited. I'm in charge of engagement. So I love connecting people. And if you feel like COVID has taken years off your life because you've been lonely, I'm the person to talk to you. I will connect you. You will find a friend in me and other people or something along those lines.
Mom,
That's it. That's what I think about that. I love the PTA. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pass it to Monica, and then Monica, go ahead and pass it on to someone. You're muted, Monica.
Sorry. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Monica. I have a second grader and a middle schooler this year, which is interesting. I'm the VP of events. I've been at Maya Lin for 6 years. We love it. We love the community. It's always been a really wonderful, welcoming community. And I'm so happy to see all these faces. And I really hope that we can make it welcoming for everyone here. Oh yeah, I do the calm zone at recess. I do lunch duty at recess. I do the calm zone, which is like a quiet area where kids can go color or do puzzles or play card games if they don't feel like running amok in the playground. And soon to be a sub, so I'm excited about that. I really love planning events, which is why I do the events for PTA. And I'm really looking forward to all the fun events this year. Okay, and who else do we have? Who do we have? I don't have the romper room.
I see Laura Adams.
All right, I call him Laura Adams.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Adams. I'm mom to a 5th grader and a 2nd grader. So this is my 6th year at Maya Lin and my 2nd year involved in the PTA. It took me a little while to get my feet wet and jump in. I definitely encourage everyone to try to get involved because I really know so much more about the school than I used to and feel much more connected. This year I'll be serving as the treasurer. So money, I guess. And I'm going to throw it over to Carly.
Hey everyone, Carly Kaufman. I am the secretary on the board. It's my 2nd year. My kids are like building magnetile towers and knocking them down behind me, so I hope it's not too loud. And I have a 1st grader and a 3rd grader. And I will pass it to, I see Kelly. Have you gone yet?
Not yet. I'm Kelly Jackson. My son Casey is in 4th grade. This is my 3rd year serving on the PTA. This year I'm in the auditor role. Last year I was in the financial secretary role, supporting Megan Shannon, who was treasurer last year. And is Megan on tonight for her? Megan's in the financial secretary role now. So basically Laura, Megan, and I did a little musical chairs around the financial responsibilities. And now I'm getting a much better understanding of them after doing auditor training and how everything works. So who else is there to pass off to? Is Shawnee here? Yeah,
Yes,
Shawnee.
I see Shawn.
Hello, I'm Shawnee Keck. I'm officially the parliamentarian, which means I get to pay attention to how we do things in the structure of the meetings and the positions that we recruit for. I have been at Maya Lin for like 40 years, which is why that picture of me that Erica has there is terrible. I'll get you a new one. I just graduated a 5th grader. We had a 3rd grader that's now a 4th grader for a while, and now we have a 2nd grader. So I've been on the PTA just for the first time this year, but I chaired the Social Justice and Equity Committee last year. And I'm super duper excited to see Gina and Nate in the position of outreach. I think it's going to be really a fun year and events are going to be awesome. Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Are there any other, I'm trying to scroll. Are there any other board members before I start? I didn't tell anyone I was calling them out tonight, by the way. So thank you for being good sports. I definitely saw Alyssa Bell. Who, oh, she also have another last name. Oh, look, she is ready to go. Okay.
Hello, I am Elisa Bell, and I'm in charge of Jogathon. So this will be my 3rd year, and I have a daughter in 3rd grade and a middle schooler going into 8th grade at Encinal. So thank you, have fun. All the parents are wonderful. Woo-hoo. Bye. Oh, I don't know who to pass it on to. 3rd grader.
If I am missing someone, please be like, hey, I do stuff too. I see Lori. I don't know. I didn't see any of your garden committee with you. So can you chat for the garden committee?
Yeah, hi y'all. I'm on the garden committee. I know me and who is in charge of it this year? I know me and Jackie are kind of in charge of it, but I've been in charge of it for a while, and Monica as well. I've also been a Maya Lin parent for 10 years. So I'm happy to help anybody with anything. I have been told I'm really folks back pocket volunteer. Like if something comes up and you need somebody to do something, I'm one of those parents. But we're doing a lot of work in the garden, and there'll be a call for volunteers to do work in the garden because it needs to get cleaned up so the teachers can use it. Yay. Okay, so who should I pass it on to?
I think, and please, if I'm leaving you out, just say, hey, you forgot me. But I think Alex Lewis was.
Yeah, and then I was just real quick, Erica. I see Faye, but I don't know. Oh, there she is.
Okay. Well, Faye is celebrating her child's birthday, so let's let Faye introduce herself.
Yeah, I was distracted. Yeah, so my name is Faye, and I'm the historian this year, and I have a 2nd grade Chloe and Miss Mills class, and a 6th grade who just graduated from Maya Lin. Yeah.
And it's her child's birthday, so everyone should unmute and say happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Yay, Sophie!
And Alex is driving.
Wait, otherwise.
Alex is driving. Alex is another parent who's been around for a long time at Maya Lin, and she's our kinder ambassador along with Emily Boys, and they have both already done such an amazing job welcoming our new kinder families in. I'm going to pass it back to Gina because Gina also does an incredibly important job as our safety and traffic team leader and as Wolfie. So I'm going to pass it back to you, and then we'll move on to the next part of the Zoom.
Yes, you would like me to speak to that?
Yes, I would like you to speak to that.
I get sweaty palms called on the spot, by the way. Hello, I'm Gina. You may recognize me wearing a big fat head as Wolfie. I got to play with your kids today, which is so fun and so hot. So that was my calorie burn for the year. I also do the safety team. So you'll see me, if you end up dropping off your kids, you'll see me on the sidelines wearing a green vest, super fly. But I just want to say, I noticed how many people are on, and I think it's fantastic that so many people are here. I just want to encourage you, if it's your first time or your 100th time being a part of this, that we're so excited, and please pull any of these faces to make a new friend. Like finding your people in a new school or in a new place is really hard. So tap us, and I mean, we'll just go nuts over you, and we can be your new friends. It's so awkward, like making new friends. So find me, I will be your friend. I'm looking for more adult friends, please. But yeah, so that's what I do. I run the safety team, make sure kids are safe. And then obviously I'm Wolfie, making sure that they, have a furry friend. I don't know. Cut me off. I'm gonna start singing and dancing. I don't know. It's gonna get awkward. Just shut it down.
For everybody, I did not give anyone warning that I was going to do that. So thank you everyone for being a good sport. That is not even everybody, right? That's just who showed up tonight. So you can see a lot of people do things big and small. Some of us do big celebrity type things like being Wolfie every Wednesday. And then others of us file the audit. and organize Google Sheets and, you know, do things that nobody sees. So there's always a lot to do. All right, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Okay, share. All right. These slides actually help me stay on track. Okay, how to get involved. Again, I'm not gonna hammer this home too much. Unless you have questions, then you get to ask questions. Tonight, we're gonna do an A's tickets giveaway. So if you have not paid your membership for the PTA this year, click on that link, join the PTA and do it. Right now, we have 141 members. And so there's 141 people in the little wheel, but I can add more people before that time. So do that, and then fill out the volunteer interest form. So yes, please like talk to us, email us, but I know for sure, like I introduced myself to people multiple times last week, and people were like, yeah, we talked yesterday, Erica. So it's like a lot to keep in our brains. So please use this, even if you are someone who's been at the school for a long time and you like assume that we know you're gonna do room parenting, please fill out this form so we have a way to keep track of who's raised their hand and we can email people when things come up. It's a really important tool for not just you all, but for us. And it also allows us to learn about like what you actually like to do. So for example, if someone asks me to like build a new playground, I'm not the person to ask. I have no idea, but I can organize things and I can talk to people. So let us know like what you like to do. Participate in fundraising efforts. There will be fundraising efforts all year. We're really trying to do a push to get a lot of it done before October 1st, so we're not bothering you all year. I'm excited to share with you that the direct donation goal was 6,000, and we've already hit our 50%. We've hit 3,000 in 10 days. That is amazing. So let's keep it going, and we're gonna keep going. Okay. Oops. All right. So, okay. These are just our September upcoming events. I do want to lift from this that we have our first affinity coffee on September 9th. This is our first year of doing this. It's Carrie Miss Berg initiative, and we're supporting it. So there will be affinity coffees at least twice a year for our Black families, for our LGBTQIA families, for our Asian families, which is like half the globe. So I just want to put that out there. Families with kids who receive supports and services. So kids who have IEPs and are doing special education. I'm missing some of our affinity spaces. Our Latinx affinity space, but those will be listed. And so keep an eye on that, and be sure to come by if you identify with those affinities. Immediate volunteer needs, we're doing decent, but we do need some more lunch volunteers. That's a really fun way to get involved with the school. We need to get our room parents up and running. We're starting an I Heart Coffee crew this year, and really what you do is bring coffee from Pete's and talk to people in the morning. And then you'll see we're gonna need a Jogathon or Monster Dash team soon, and a Harvest Howl team. And then everybody, please do your AUSD requirements as soon as possible. You only have to be live scanned once for the entire time that your kid's at AUSD, but you do have to do your volunteer form every year. And I just wrote TB because I don't know if this is a vaccination or a test. So we all have to do some collective learning and figure that out. Okay, so I think,
It's a TB test.
Oh, thank you, whoever just said that. That's what I said, but someone told me I was wrong. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a test.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Maria.
No, sorry, I was just gonna add, somebody asked how they go about that, and you can just call your doctor's office, tell them you need a TB test for school, and they'll know what you need to do. And you'll have to do like 2 appointments, like one, you'll go in and get a test, and then the follow-up. And after that, you should be clear.
Thank you. So thank you for modeling what the rest, well, not the rest, but the next 20 minutes at least of this Zoom's gonna look like. You can drop questions in the chat box, or you can just use the raised hand. Is it called a feature? Whatever, you can raise your hand, and we'll just do questions, and I'll keep an eye on the clock. Board folks help me keep an eye on the clock. Around 7:30, we'll just sort of check time. Yeah, and I would love to make space for our new families to ask questions first, not to put you all on the spot. and or we use Lori as our icebreaker. But I'd love to open the floor to new families first. Well, they're nervous. I made them nervous. Lori, you go.
I have a question.
I'm always good to talk. Oh, I see Caroline's got her hand up. Do you want to go first, Caroline?
Sure. I just wanted to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Caroline Broussard. I'm the room parent for Mrs. Spell's special day class, 4th and 5th grade. I'm still working on getting set up in Parent Square, but to the extent that there are parents here who are in Mrs. Spell's class, I'm your room parent, so I just wanted to say hello. Thank you.
Sebastian.
Yes, hi. We're new to Maya Lin, and just one question. What is the average wait time for the background check?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. If you know the answer, you can unmute and say, because I definitely don't know the answer to that. Does anyone know?
This is Elisa Bell. I do not know what the average wait time is. I think it's been like 1 to 2 weeks, but with the flood of all volunteers going and getting live scanned, the district office who receives them might end up, maybe a little backlogged. So I'm going to guess like 2 to 3 weeks or maybe 2 to 4 weeks on a worst case scenario, but I would say it's normally like probably around 2 weeks.
Thank you.
I'm going to lift just from the chat. Someone says, is there a special ed affinity group? Yes, we are starting it. The affinity groups are new this year. We kind of piloted them last year with our special ed families. Just so you all know, my kiddo's Leo, the one zooming around in the wheelchair. So I will be in that group with you, so keep an eye out. Mariana?
Hi. I have a question about the volunteer interest form. I feel like there's been so much information coming and that I'm confused about, I filled out a form to volunteer. Is that the same thing as the volunteer interest form, or is that something different? And sorry, I should hide my background, all the laundry behind me.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And by the way, let's see, wait, none. I'm going to show you what my floor looks like.
Okay.
All good. That's me. I'm the one managing or just monitoring the volunteer interest form in things coming in. That's a Google form. So it's a thing online. It's really just, it's a spreadsheet, honestly. It just gives us a spreadsheet of who's interested. The volunteer form is what came home in your back to school packets. It's probably what your teachers asked you to make sure you did. And that goes to the office. And that's basically so the office can give you clearance to volunteer at the school. That's something that you have to do every single year. And then the volunteer interest form is just a tool the PTA uses.
That's all I wanted, because I thought I saw something, but now I can't even remember. So
no, it's confusing, and that's why we're calling it an interest form, because before we were calling them all volunteer forms, and that's very confusing. Lori, did you have a question? I feel like I was like, don't talk, Lori.
It's fine. I get paid to talk to people, so it's fine that I'm not talking. I just was confused about the volunteer form. I thought, but maybe I should clarify. So we have to submit the form every year, but we don't have to then do the live scan and the TB test and the background check every year. It's just submitting the form every year.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong. The volunteer form has to be filled out every year, along with the driving chaperone form, if that starts happening again. And your TB test, I think it lasts for like 3 years. And you have to do it like something like that, which I don't totally make sense to me, because if you get TB within 3 years, I don't understand. So the TB test is the one I'm not so sure about. But live scan, for sure, you do it once. And for those of you who haven't done live scanning, we're going to have it available at the back to school night and PTA night next week, although the slots are totally filled up. But you can just go to Island Notary, they'll do it for you. And if paying for your live scan is prohibitive, please just email me. We are able to reimburse people up to $50. It's a first come, first serve program though. So if that's something you need, be sure to email me right away. Does anyone want to take Brandy's question about COVID vaccination mask requirements? I don't dare to because it changes all the time. But is anyone in this group like on top of it?
I work on campus and I don't believe there's, excuse me, I don't believe there's a requirement for vaccination or masks, but masks are highly recommended.
This is Elisa. I see a question regarding the live scans. The live scan has to be done through Alameda Unified School District. It's coded a special way for the volunteers. So if you volunteer for Alameda Soccer as a coach and you got live scan, that will not count. It'll have to be an Alameda Unified School District live scan that's completed. But it stays on file for as long as you have kids in the school district.
And I'll take it up as a follow-up, but I think Noelle gives out that form. So what I'll do is get that form and share it with you, Erica, so we can post it online. So if anybody can't do live scan that we're holding and wants to go do it on their own, they have the correct form because it is specific. So I will take that up as a follow-up.
I want to add that Miss Noelle is our front desk manager, and Miss Rosie also is at the front desk, and they're both really nice, very helpful. If you have any questions, just pop in and they'll be happy to help you.
That's it. We just had questions about TB tests and live scans. Does anyone, it doesn't have to be a question actually. It could also be like a comment. It can be like what you've noticed has been working well this year, what hasn't been working. It can be a bit of feedback. I can take it, I promise. I'll just cry after the meeting. So it doesn't have to just be questions. So if you're like, I don't actually have questions, I just have something to say, that's also fine. Yes, Lori.
I was wondering if you all have talked about events of pre-COVID that you all are going to try to bring back. I feel like you and I have probably talked about this on a one-on-one basis, but that was like not 5 minutes ago. It was like whenever ago. So I'm just wondering like things that were real big community builders, I know are revolved around food. So that's an issue, but like multicultural night was always like a hugely attended event. And so I'm just wondering if there's been a discussion on the board about what events that we're going to try to bring back in the sort of post-COVID era.
Yeah, I'll answer a little bit and then I'll pass it to Monica. I mean, we're definitely attempting to do, we're calling it the community celebration. I forget. Community celebration. Oh no, I don't remember now, but it's like it's how we celebrate a community cultural celebration. That's what we're calling it, and that will be in the spring. That is essentially our multicultural night. We're trying to shift things so it doesn't become like a sort of it's a small world after all night where we kind of parade each other's ethnicities around. So Gina's laugh is like contagious. And so we're brainstorming what that looks like. But like Lori just brought up, the food permits are challenging. And so we're brainstorming, like, does that mean we do a potluck in a park where we kind of picnic, and I shouldn't have used that word, where we all bring a picnic lunch and we hang out together, right? So that we're not dealing with like concerns around COVID and health safety stuff. So kind of my mantra is like, let's plan for what we know we can do so things don't get canceled. And so the hope is that we will do a community celebration in the spring. And it might just mean we don't do a lot of things on campus because there's a lot more restrictions around that. Monica, do you want to add to that since you're our VP of events?
Hey, yes, I want to do all the events that we missed in 2020 and last year, the ones that we missed. It's a bummer that having food on campus is more of a challenge right now. I haven't chatted with you, Erica, about that entirely. It would be great to have events on campus just because a lot of our PTA equipment is on campus. And last year we did the harvest hunt at the park, which was really fun. And I think people loved being at the park just because there's grass and trees and it was really beautiful and misty and it was perfect for Halloween. But we did have to trek. We had to haul a lot of stuff to the park, which is doable. It was just a lot of work and it required a couple of big vans. So I don't know, I guess we should revisit. I have the big events binder down here that I got from Julie Beck a couple years ago. And so we should probably go through that and see if there's anything we want to revisit that we missed. But really good question, Lori. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, and I think that just more than anything, we want to find as many ways that the community can connect with without the worry that we have to like, can we do this? Can we do that? Like we can meet in the park, right? We can do these things. And so we can build from there. But I think we're all, as we could see from the sweet and greet and from the PTA coffees, we're all yearning to be back together. So I definitely am all about trying to figure that out. I see some questions in the chat box. Yay for events. Yes, I agree. All right, we'll just keep this part of the meeting open for a few more minutes and then we will move on. So again, it doesn't have to be questions. It can also be comments, concerns, thoughts. I will be saving the chat so I can like get notes from there. I did not dictate anyone to take notes, but if anyone's jotting down things they're hearing, that would be helpful.
Someone's asking about a dad's club, but I know Erica, we've talked about this. Do you want to?
No, I think Gina should talk about it. I saw her hand go up.
Yeah, I'm not a dad, but I married one. That came out weird. Okay, in any case, Nathan, hold on. Nathan, who is the person I'm subbing in for, he wants to get like those peoples together and like do fun things. So having a strong presence for dads, guys, all that stuff is lacking. So I'm so sorry, it's really loud. By the way, I'm a mom of 4 kids, just so that's clear. So he is definitely working on getting together and trying to you know, find the different people that he can get together and move forward. I can't think anymore.
It's okay. Don't worry. You did good. Yeah, so Nathan's been chatting up everybody. We are going to form something this year called the PAW Squad. PAW Squad, the PAW Squad. There has been so much discussion as to what to call a dad's club. It does open us up to a lot of gendered expectations. A lot of parents, no matter how they identify, might want to do what the dad's club stuff is doing, vice versa. So we've been really, really brainstorming. We landed on PAW Squad. And I think the PAW Squad, their first big inaugural look what we did thing is going to be a tailgate at the A's game on September 23rd. So we'll have a Wolf Pack tailgate at the September 23rd fireworks game at the A's game. We will get information out about that. We're not doing a section, but what you do is you use a code, you use Maya, you use a link and then you use the code Maya, and then you can buy like as many tickets as you want in one spot. And the tickets I think are $15, they're discounted, and $5 of everyone's ticket goes back to the school. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because it might or might not happen, but we're working on seeing if Wolfie can visit that game and hang out with Stomper. But we're not sure that's going to happen. So don't tell your children that, because if it doesn't happen, everyone would be sad. So tailgate fireworks, that's going to be sort of our inaugural PAW Squad event. So if you have folks at home who like to tailgate, let them know the PAW Squad is starting. And it's open to all parents who like to do that. But it is, if we want to be perfectly honest and transparent, it is in response to the need of needing a place where dads can connect. Oh, and I see Emily Boys. If you're not driving and it's unsafe, do you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself as our A's coordinator?
Yeah, I just got back in my car, so I'm not driving yet. I didn't hear all the things you just said. I just cut the tail end, but I'm asking tomorrow if we can join us. But I don't think that's a problem because people dress up in costumes all the time at the Coliseum. I didn't know if anybody has questions. But it'd be great if we could get people to go to the firework night. So use that link and you can share it with anybody you want. Anybody can use it. And there's other games to pick from as well.
Also, if you're a dad here or you're a guy, Nathan is the one that's usually holding the stop sign in the front of Santa Clara as the safety goes. So obviously, maybe wait till he's done holding the stop sign, but please approach him. He's new to this world too, so he's, learning how to connect to people as well. So approach him and say, hey, put me on your list to do, things. And he would be happy to do that. That's his heart. His passion is really just to connect people outside of, this little area, like to get really people connected in a meaningful way. So yes, that's that.
All right. I'm just gonna hold on for 2 more minutes and then we're gonna move on because I do want to let you all go by 8 o'clock. Can somebody grab the A's link? Well, Emily's in the car, for Kelsey. Or actually, I can go grab it. And if you want to ask questions, just unmute yourself. Well, after that very long pause, I think people dropped the link in the chat after all of that. But here it is. Yes. So here athletics.com step up, you click on that and then it's kind of weird the way their page is set up. You scroll to the bottom and it says buy discounted tickets and you click on that and you use the code Maya and we'll all be going to the September 23rd game. And so, like I said, I suggest if you have folks you like to sit with, coordinate with them and buy your tickets all together. All right, we're gonna move on. We're doing good. We're on top of this. Okay, let me see. Let me pull this back up. Let me close this. I think I have too many things open, which is why the internet is going slow. Also, the sun is setting, so it's getting darker and darker in my room. All right, share screen. Here we go. Moving on. If you have questions and you didn't feel comfortable asking, just shoot me an email or find somebody who has been in this Zoom. Okay, so what if, I have this, here it is. I am obsessed with this image right now. It's from an artist named Arte de Leo, which is interesting because my son's name is Leo. So dreaming is a form of planning. I am a big brainstormer. My husband tells me that my dreams are expensive, but I say, well, you got to start somewhere, right? So dreaming is a form of planning. And I think it's something we can do more as a community and a society. It really helps us root into what is possible. So I put that in the wrong place. Over here, we're going to do another sort of Jamboard thing. So you're going to go back into that Jamboard And we're going to just think about the things that we've heard, the things that we're thinking about, and we're going to do a what if brainstorm. And the sky is the limit for this brainstorm. No idea is too big, small, or silly. Resist problem solving and just imagine that we could do everything. So like even the food permit stuff, like imagine like it would be so cool to have a carnival in the hallways at school with, I don't know, cotton candy. It's fine. And then use this Jamboard to record your ideas. So if we go back here, and it doesn't have to be, so it's the second page. You have to go to the second page. It doesn't have to be anything huge. It could also be like, what if everyone in our community knew each other? Right? It doesn't even have to be like a plan. So just like what we did earlier, we're gonna spend a few minutes doing this. And I'm gonna stop sharing so you don't have to watch everybody do this. Maria, so people don't have to listen to my voice anymore, do you mind just reading out loud what people are sharing with their what ifs?
Everyone in our community knew each other. Or anyone can also just add it to the chat and I will read those as well. We took bike rides together with or without our kids. We stayed connected over the summer. What if parent greeters at the coffee mornings from each grade try to build connection? What if we have parent greeters? I like that. We felt comfortable watching each other's kids, promoting opt outside to limit screen time. We had parent only night out. There were, okay, now there's a lot coming in. We had a nice oak trees to play under and climb on. There were a family buddy system, more connected families paired with newer families. We came to school 10 minutes early and stretch or did yoga on the playground together so kiddos can stay on. Oh, what about another bike safety class for school? We had astronomy events, zucchini derby. We have regular weekend playground dates like standing invites every Saturday. So this one's definitely happening. It's going to be once a month. More details to come on that. Tree bushes, logs, rocks, bugs, and real dirt instead of blacktop on the playground. Yes, please. Sure, a lot of people can agree with that. Kids building stuff and events. Ask students to write to Maya Lin and invite her for a visit to the school. Guest artist, musician, teach the kids, have master classes, student-led initiatives, guide the way. School newspaper by students, is that a thing already? Student art on the outside of school, art date with seniors, a lot of really great ideas. What if parents group together for lower grade sports at the weekends or evenings, make accessible and build community? We had a classroom walks to the library across the street with parent volunteers helping. I like this idea. Maybe this is something parents can coordinate.
These are all really awesome ideas. And obviously we can't do all of them, but asking this question to each other really kind of highlights what we're all thinking. One really important new initiative this year that I should have announced at this meeting is last year, teachers and students did an equity or a diversity audit of the library, of the various libraries all around the school. So classroom libraries, the art room library, the library, and then they reported their findings, like who was missing in the library, who was overrepresented in the library. And so this year, the classrooms are really making an effort to make sure representation is seen in their libraries and that there's more diversity in the different kinds of topics and kinds of people and kinds of experiences that are found in the library. So definitely stay tuned for that. The Social Justice and Equity Committee is giving seed money to that effort. And that's something very cool. I just wanted to like share that because that was a completely like student and teacher-led initiative. I saw a couple things. Thank you. I know I see people have to head out. That is totally fine. We're all parents. I'm sure you can hear my 15-year-old is singing in the background very loud. All right, so we're gonna move on because we have to do our announcement of the Big A's giveaway. For our checkout, or not even a checkout, I feel like we've spent a lot of time getting to know who has raised their hand already as a lead or an executive board member. And I just would love to know a little bit more about who's in the room. So you're gonna have to be brave, but if you're a person who hasn't talked yet, especially if you're new to the school, I would love you to raise your hand, unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and let us know what a strength is that you feel like you could bring to the community. So for example, I'll model what that could look like. My name is Erica Hartono. I use she, her pronouns. My kiddo is Leo. He's in the 4th grade and I'm a dance teacher. And I would be happy to teach dance classes at Maya Lin for free, right? So we can't necessarily do all the ideas, but it would be really awesome to see what strengths we have in this room and what people can bring. And your strength could be something as simple as like, I'm really good at talking to people, right? Because that's needed as well. So be brave, raise your hand. I already know who I'm gonna call on if nobody raises their hand. Just so you know, I'm a teacher. I have no fear of that. So if you haven't talked or if you're brand new, please raise your hand and let us know, what do you bring to this community?
I'll introduce myself. I'm Juan Serrato. Nice to meet everyone. I'm a new kinder parent and I'm not on camera because I'm trying to feed and it's kind of chaotic in the background. What do I bring? First of all, dance lesson sounds awesome, Erica. Sawyer loves to dance, right, Sawyer? Yeah, he says he's a great dancer. So we've been looking at, I think Dance 10, I think is around the corner from the school. Yeah, there's a school that Mommy was looking into. So we definitely would be interested in like learning more about extracurricular type of stuff like sports and dance and stuff like that. I'm a lawyer, so if you have any legal questions, that's not very useful skill in life, I think. But in my non-work life, I have worked with a number of nonprofits, so maybe I could be helpful there. Like I have done fundraising, I've done event planning, that kind of stuff. So would be happy to help out. You know, if any of the awesome ideas that were discussed today, if any of them move forward, I'm happy to help out.
Carmen.
Hi everyone, I am new to Maya Lin, but I have been in AUSD. I have been an AUSD parent for the past 26, 27 years. I have a child who graduated from Alameda High. He's an engineer. I have a child who graduated in 2020 from Encinal High, who is also an engineering student. And I have a 4th grader right now at Maya Lin. So I have been in AUSD for a long, long, long time, longer than what I would like to. Starting all over again. I'm a very friendly person, down to earth. So it's, you need a person to talk to. I'm the person. So that's what I'm bringing.
Thank you, Carmen. Sebastian.
Yes, hi, my name is Sebastian. We're very new to Maya Lin. My daughter is in the 4th grade. And in the previous school area, I used to do, like astral events, like moon observation, even solar observation, whatnot. I can even take the image behind me. I can take the credit of it. That's my hobby on the site, and I'm very happy to share it with community. And I've always loved to, like, I have a goosebumps every time I hear, wow, is that really how Jupiter or Saturn looks like? And we're in very lucky situation. This this summer or fall, we're going to be seeing Saturn and Jupiter planets, sure, in the dark sky. So that's great. And there is an event coming in October. I've already pitched it to our school, our class teacher. And because of all the, logistics and legal stuff, it's going to be, and probably I won't get the background check, before the October 1st. There's going to be an, unofficial event, but we're going to be setting up a telescope at the Crab Cove. So, just come and join us. It's going to be Observe the Moonlight. It's a event sponsored by NASA. And like I said, we're going to be also able to, of course, this is all weather permitting, but if everything works out, we'll be also able to observe Saturn and Jupiter.
That sounds awesome, Sebastian. Thank you. Barrington.
Hi, everyone. My name is Barrington Lloyd Lovett. I am a parent of a kindergartner at Maya Lin, so this is our entry into the school. And professionally, I help people keep themselves safe on the internet. So if you are interested in internet security for yourself or for people around you, I can help with that. And then personally, I write a book for charity every year for National Novel Writing Month, and I am a pre-pandemic sourdough baker from scratch.
Wait a minute. Are you selling that bread at the farmers market?
Say what?
Are you selling that bread on farmers markets?
No, I don't sell the bread. I make it and then either give it away or we eat it. And I also try to teach other people how to make it so that they can just make themselves.
Can I sign up for your class? I'm very bad. Starter never worked for me.
Yeah, we can talk about it for
never
sure.
do it.
It's not a formal class, but I'm happy to teach. I've gotten some people to like keep starters alive for months and months and months, and one person's been going for a few years, so like I'm not the only one. Happy to help.
Well, welcome, Barrington. And I love those two skills, security or the internet safety and sourdough making, pre-pandemic. Brandy.
Hi, everyone. Oh, my computer is freezing. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Hey, I am a new parent. I have a kindergartner, Lily. She's just starting. Skills. I'm an artist. I do big abstract painting, so I love teaching kids art and just making art with kids or anyone. My day job, I'm a designer, so I guess if anyone needs design help. But in another life too, I worked a lot doing community outreach and worked with at-risk youth. So a lot of what I've done too is around like community building, organizing workshops and figuring out what people in the community need and then matching skills to it. So that's something I've done a lot of. Even just listening to everyone talk, it's really cool to hear all the skills everyone has. And in my brain, I'm like, well, what if we did, a workshop series where we learn about security, how to keep our kids safe online one week, and then maybe another week it's how to set up a will for your kids if you don't already have one, or, like matching, like all, like take the skills and match people up and, plan stuff like that. So that's the other thing I do a lot of. So yeah, happy to be at the school. I'm really loving the energy. So thanks, everyone.
Ooh, Brandy, you should have not shared all of that. I will be bothering you very soon. Polly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pauli Ohea. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a new parent here. My son, Andre, is a kindergartner in Miss Countryman's class. And I wrote down, because Craig is my husband, he's putting Andre to bed. I'll just volunteer him for handiwork because he likes to do stuff like that. He's not like professionally, but he made a bench for our preschool and he's very proud of it. So, you know, if we need benches or something like that, he can help. I raised my hand to help with safe routes to school. I used to help do that like from the nonprofit perspective, and I work for the city of San Francisco and kind of helped those programs. So I can help with that, and I've been talking to somebody else about stepping in. I'm good at talking to people and outreach. And in a past life, I was an environmental educator. So lots of teaching lessons to kids about recycling and nature and pollution and stuff like that. So this is more like stuff I could maybe do in the classroom. And I speak Spanish fluently. And I know that we used to have a Spanish teacher at the school, but I was thinking maybe if there's a way to volunteer to do that, I could do that.
Thank you, Pauli. Kelsey. Oh, yeah, Kelsey.
Hi, you're getting Kellen right now because Kelsey is putting Safira, our first grader, to bed. Oh, here she comes. Hi. I see some friendly faces on here. Hi, Pauli. Hi, Mariana. Hi, Gina. So yeah, Kelsey in her professional career is a scientist. So she can obviously help out with anything science related, or if, you know, you have just crazy fears about what's going on out there, she's probably a good person to calm your nerves. And personally, we both play softball here in Alameda, which we love doing adult co-ed softball together. It's a lot of fun. Am I missing anything?
No, that sums us up. And this is Kellen. He can help you buy or sell a home anywhere in the East Bay, particularly Alameda. But more importantly, if you have something that you need fixed, he knows a ton of contractors and he's got a ton of great advice. So I know everyone's always wanting to do home improvement. So he's really great to talk to about that.
That's true. If you need anything like home related, contractors, anything like that, my Rolodex is ginormous. So don't hesitate to hit me up.
Yep. And we're pretty social. We liked planning events, going to events. So here we are at the PTA.
Yep.
Welcome. Amy.
Hi. Moved here last year from Oakland. So still pandemic-y, not feeling super connected, but excited to be here. I'm a writer and an editor, and at Joaquin Miller for several years, I put out the newsletter, monthly newsletter. So I love to do that sort of thing. Any writing or editing, I'm happy to do. And I also like to follow a good lead if there are just things where people need volunteers and want to tell people what to do. I'm not that great at directing things, but I like to follow. And my partner is a chemist, so good with sciencey stuff and also building, but he's sick right at the moment.
Thank you, Amy. It's 7:53 and I want to do this A's tickets giveaway, but I want to make space for anyone else who's brave to share. Thank you everyone for sharing all that. That was like a wealth of info. There's a part of me that's like, oh, we should just do this every week and be like, what can you do? And write it all down. Yeah. All right, I'll just wait like a minute if anyone else wants to introduce themselves.
Eric, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Eugenia. Hey, Gina, Wolfie. I feel like you're a celebrity on campus. So I have a third grader, Eva, who we switched over at the end of kinder. So I didn't get a chance to meet a lot of you in person, people who are on campus or kids who are in school, at least virtual school. But I have raised my hand for the Safe Routes to School program. So I think that Polly and I are going to team up and get that going. I love the idea of like an estate planning workshop. I actually am an estate planning lawyer, but I don't practice law anymore. So I'm not drafting anybody's estate plans, but I talk about it at work a lot. And, you know, maybe that's an idea to do like a thing all together to get some education and just moving it forward kind of thing. So anyway, nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Genia, and thank you, and goodbye to the folks who are saying goodbye in the chat. Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary McPartlin. I have a son, Elliot, in Miss Shea's first grade class. I don't feel like I have a lot of skills to bring. Former scientist, so if you're doing something sciencey, maybe I can bring something to the table there. Enjoy gardening, but haven't got around. Sorry, we've been a little bit up to our eyes with the house remodel. So Kelsey and Callum, we might be in touch. So I haven't gotten involved with the gardening club, but hopefully this year I'll be able to help out a little bit. But willing to pitch in and see what I can help out with, but not wonderful skills like I've heard tonight. So thanks.
All right, thank you, Mary. Gina.
Just to piggyback of what Mary was saying, fun fact, I won a second place national competition for miming. So you may think, what skills can I bring to Maya Lin? I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything about realty. I was a mime. So I'm a mascot now. So, I mean, you know, whatever skills you have, it's a potluck, right? Bring whatever dish you have. Someone will eat it, someone will use it. It is totally fine. You don't need to be a rocket science. You could be a mime and still find use on the squad. So I just want to encourage anybody who is like, dang, I just raise humans or I just make dinner. My kids are literally messing with me. It's fine. We will use you. Just come, bring your dish to the table. Someone's gonna eat it. So that's all I have to say about it.
It's really true. Everything is needed. Again, to be Monica's mining. You know, to go back to my RJ geeky self, one of the restorative justice values, core values, is everything we have is here, right? We are wise and powerful. Everything that we need is here. So as you can see, just listening to everybody, we've got everything we need. It's 7:57 and I really want to do this giveaway because I found this thing online and I'm very excited. Nobody's joined the PTA while we've met. Okay, hold on before I do this. But we're going to do the giveaway right now. I hope it works. I'll be really sad if it is a bust. Let's see. Okay. Do y'all see it? This is everybody's name who is an active member of the PTA. And I'm gonna press this. Okay, unmute yourself. Give me a drum roll. Who's getting the 4A's tickets and 4 hats? Ooh. Nicole. Is it Case? Nicole Case. Well, I don't actually know how to say Nicole's last name. It's Nicole's family. Congratulations, Nicole. Someone record that so I don't forget. Congratulations. Wasn't that fun? I was like
very cool.
so excited when I found that. I was just gonna do like a randomizer on Google Sheets, and that was much better. Yay! So Nicole, when Nicole received, we're not doing raffles. That causes a whole other permit issue, or not permit, just issue. We're doing a giveaway. Nobody paid tickets for this. It was just a giveaway for all current PTA members, and Nicole got that. And so, Emily, do you want to tell Nicole what she wins?
Yeah, and Nicole's my neighbor, so I will reach out to her and tell her she's got tickets. Yay! She can pick any game she wants, and so I'll coordinate with that with her.
Wonderful. So wow, 7:59. My last thing was, if you feel so compelled to, you can either unmute yourself. No, actually don't do that because it always gets too loud. Drop in the chat box what you're feeling hopeful about for this year. But please do unmute yourself if you want to say goodbye, say hello. I will hang out for like 10, 15 more minutes for anyone who wants to hang out. Don't feel awkward to be the first person to turn off your screen. But yeah, please drop in what you're feeling hopeful about. And Maria, if you will do us the honor of taking us out by reading what we're hearing.
Nathan, this is Nathan. I'm sorry.
Oh,
He just,
perfect.
that's Nathan. He just got off. I'm so
Welcome.
sorry, Maria. He
No,
just
you're
got
fine.
home. That's what he looks like. Okay.
Gina did a really great impression of you earlier, by the way, and Erica is recording this in case you want to go back and take a look at that. He's like shaking his head no. So hopeful for both my kids to feel fully adjusted by this year post-pandemic chaos. So grateful to meet you all and see everybody so excited about connecting with each other. Totally agree. Seeing all the amazing people use their skills to enhance their community. Looking forward to getting involved and meeting new people. Great meeting. I love the new vibe. Hope, let's see here. Grateful to be part of this community. Anything else?
I'm hopeful that you guys will keep on coming back.
Ditto.
Please keep on coming back, because Maria and I might have about 2 more weeks left on us at this pace. Yeah, so the meeting's over.
I'm so glad I'm at Maya Lin school.
Aww.
Thank you. We're so happy to have you. Everyone say hello.
Hi, this is
Hi,
Sawyer.
Sawyer.
Hi,
Nice
Sawyer.
to meet you.
Yes.